On this day, 12th April 1961, the Soviet Union cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin traveled to space, the world's first man's mission to space. To commemorate this occasion, the Russian Center for Science and Culture organized a program. To mark this special occasion, Russian cosmonaut Denis Matveev and Igor Korshev, the head of International Department, Yuri Gagarin Cosmonauts Training Center, were flown into New Delhi from Russia. Russian Ambassador to India Denis Alipov and ISRO OSD Rajiv Jaiswal, Russian cosmonaut Denis Matveev, Igor Korshev and Dr. Elena Remizova, head of the Russian House, New Delhi, jointly inaugurated a memorial plaque dedicated to space pioneers K. Tashyokolska, the founding father of the modern rocketry, and astronautic Sergei Korolev, Soviet rocket engineer, and Yuri Gagarin, the first person to journey into outer space. This was followed by an interactive session with the Russian cosmonaut Denis Matveev and the screening of the world's only movie film screened entirely in space. My colleague Megha Sharma has spoken to some Russian cosmonauts. Let's in fact take a listen.
Right now, His Excellency Ambassador Denis Alipov. Thank you very much. So what is the significance today of celebrations of the International Cosmonautics Day and the relationship between India and Russia when it comes to space exploration?
I think the main point for all of us, for all spacefaring nations, present and future, is the idea of a joint collaboration. Space is meant for all humankind, and we need to join hands together in space exploration so that the humankind can achieve unimaginable feats, including the flights to the moon and further into space, the manned mission to Mars, and further. This is the moment to remember that we need to do the space exploration in good spirit, in the spirit of friendship, in the spirit of joint collaboration. And also, of course, to remember the past achievements, the first flight of a human to space, such achievements like the International Space Station. And as Rakesh Jaiswal just mentioned, it is very heartening that India is now also has a space program with huge goals that it has set for itself. And we are happy to be a partner of India on this path and looking forward to expand our cooperation in space exploration. As Yuri Gagarin used to say, his flight was a small step for a man, but a huge step forward for humankind. I think we build our inspiration on the achievements that he made and all other space explorers, Russian, Indian, American, and all other. Space is meant for humankind, and we need to jointly explore the infinite vistas in good spirit, as I say, for friendship, without ill intentions. This is very
I also have one more question, particularly about the current state of affairs between Ukraine and Russia and the tensions. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So there we had His Excellency Denis Alipov speaking about India-Russia joint space exploration programs that are going to take new heights, whether it is about the Gaganyaan astronauts from India who were sent to Russia, to Roscosmos to get trained, or talking about another international space station that is going to be heralded by India and bring about a new step in the space exploration world, which has traditionally been dominated by America, by Russia, by China, and now by India. I have with me right now the celebrated Russian cosmonaut Denis Matveev. He has been flown in from Russia over here in Delhi to commemorate the International Cosmonautics Day. Thank you very much for joining me, for speaking with us. And my first question about how has your experience been with working with ISRO, working with Indian cosmonauts?
It's been a long story since the beginning of the era of space exploration, starting in 1984 when the first Indian man flew into space on a Soyuz rocket with Yuri Gagarin. And before that, India was collaborating with Russia with a satellite launch. And nowadays, in modern era, we continue our collaboration. And a couple of years ago, 4 Indian Gaganauts, astronauts, cosmonauts, you name it, they've been training in Star City in Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center for more than a year, getting the training of how to fly into space. And Russian Federation is helping India with that work and with some other things, and it shows that there is a good collaboration between our countries.
How do you think the next step towards Russia and our joint space collaboration, whether it is about Gaganyaan or we talk about an international space station that India wants to set up, how can the two countries cooperate? And does India and ISRO also have to offer a lot for Russia, for Roscosmos, to build the international space environment towards the future that we are wanting to achieve?
Unfortunately, the ISS project is coming to its end, and we see that we need to move further. Maybe we need to fly to different celestial bodies, not staying on a LEO, low Earth orbit. And from this perspective, we can make great things facing and seeing the lunar bases or the lunar stations. And of course, India in nowadays is one of the leading countries in space, and with its technology, especially unmanned technology, like the lunar module, we can make good things, join our efforts for mutual benefits.
Thank you so much for talking to me. I'm joined right now by Mr. Igor Korishev, who is the head of the international department of the Yuri Gagarin Training Center in Russia. Thank you very much, and welcome to India. Is this your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time in India. I'm very happy and very honored to be here in 12th of April, in Day of Aviation and Cosmonautics Day. This day, it's very popular in Russia, and I hope this day will be very popular in India too.
Right, absolutely. India and Russia have shared a very close-knit association when it comes to space exploration, amongst other things. We will look at the past, where there have been a number of Indian satellites that have been launched by Roscosmos. There was, of course, the first manned mission where Rakesh Sharma was brought to space along with the Russian cosmonauts. How do we look forward in the future? What are those key important collaborations that India and Russia are looking at?
I'm sure that exploration of space any country can be done alone, and we can go to exploration to maybe to Moon, to Mars, only have the good cooperation, good collaboration between our country, maybe another country, and I hope that we will go in together with India to exploration of space, outer space.
Could there also be in the future a possibility like how the Indian cosmonauts are sent to Roscosmos and the Yuri Gagarin Training Center to get trained for their manned missions, for the unmanned missions as well? Is there a possibility that there are Russian cosmonauts who could come in the future to India and be trained together?
It's a good idea, and I hope that our government, our Roscosmos and ISRO will have some agreement to have some cross training and some cross flight.
Thank you very much for joining me and talking to us.
My colleague Megha Sharma has also filed a ground report on this. Let's in fact listen in.
The Russian Center for Science and Culture, and today on April 12, 2025, we are celebrating 64 years of the first manned mission to space that was completed by the Russian celebrated cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin, back in 1961, took a space aircraft and was in the space orbit. That was the first manned space flight. There have been strong collaboration opportunities that have been explored by India and Russia since then. Right from the time that Rakesh Sharma, the Indian space cosmonaut, collaborated with Roscosmos to be sent to space, from a number of Indian satellites that were launched by Roscosmos, including Aryabhatta, and now at a time where we are at the crossroads of becoming a space superpower. With the collaboration and support of Russia, of Roscosmos, we've seen the number of cosmonauts, 4 of them, that have traveled to Russia in the recent months to get training from Roscosmos, from the Yuri Gagarin Training Center that is located in Moscow. This is for the Gaganyaan ambitious project that is going to take off in the coming months. Not just that, the International Space Station that India dreams to build by 2035 will also have full committed Russian support. So today, when we take a look at what all that has been achieved by Russia and India in terms of space exploration and the very significance of this day, the memorial plaque that has been inaugurated today by the Russian ambassador, Denis Alipov. There was the Russian cosmonaut who has also been flown in from Russia to participate in this momentous occasion. There is, of course, a representative of the Yuri Gagarin Training Center from Russia who's also been present, and not to mention the ISRO representative, talking about how these ties are now going to become even strengthened in wake of our past space exploration experiences and experiments. I'm Megha Sharma signing off with my camera person, Ankush Sharma.
All right, viewers, that's a wrap for the bulletin. We'll slip into a short break.